We seen Godzilla save feudal Japan. We seen him go full Kratos on the Greek gods. And now, it's time for him to take a nice break from his ancient battles throughout history. Now it's time for the Queen of the Monsters to take center stage in Godzilla Rage Across Time Issue 3. The description to this issue reads, Black Death plagues medieval England, and so does Megaguirus. A group of knights decides to find the source of this pestilence and comes across a flying nightmare that not all of them will survive. Yep, Mothra vs. Megaguirus will be the highlight of this comic story. Written by Ryan Ferrier and the art done by Hugo Petrus, Issue 3 of Rage Across Time is the oddball of the series, but nonetheless, it features monsters and horrible, grueling deaths. Good entertainment for any Dangerville resident. So this is Jacob, and let's get to it. England, the year 1348. The devastating plague is wreaking havoc on an English settlement. A strange man, hidden behind a cloak and a mask, is on a mission to talk to the king, King Edward III. Upon reaching his lord, the man is asked to remove his mask. He is healthy and able to talk to the king. The man speaks of the Black Death and a sickness that covers the land. You would think it would be the disease-infested rats, but no. The king asks the man, "Do you know of dragons?" The man is confused, but before he has any time to question his king, he is suddenly at the will of a blade. "Assemble your finest, you will find this dragon, you will slay it, end the infection," the king says. The man now has his mission. Find this dragon and kill it. So the man assembles his best team of Crusaders to march towards this monster. Soon the crew comes upon a disgusting sight. Dozens of dead, mutilated rats lay on the ground. What killed them? While they contemplate the cause of this gruesome scene, they are attacked. A giant bug-like monster bursts from the ground. The men are left shocked, speechless at what they're seeing. But hesitation only leads to death. So the Crusaders quickly work together to take down this beast. They then question if this is the true bringer of death. But it's not much of a dragon, they say. The crew wished for a harder foe, something that tales would be told for centuries to come. But not all think that this is the final test. Something is out there. Something is waiting. Ravens suddenly burst out of the trees. They look spooked and are clearly trying to get away from something. This must only mean one thing. The dragon is still in there, still in the forest, waiting for them, waiting to feed. But they march on anyway. Megaguirus, the true dragon. Now it is time to prove their worth. Now it is time to prove their might. Let's see if they have what it takes. The Crusaders know they are outmatched, and they hide in a small cave. Unable to reach them, Megaguirus flies off. Upon seeing the dragon or Megaguirus, the Crusaders are left hopeless until they see this place. Something that looks holy, a place of God. The cure to this evil must be inside, or so they think. They walk the mighty steps of this fortification. It's beautiful, almost seeming to draw them in without question, and then they hear it. A faint tune in the distance. Then they are met by two familiar faces. They do not know, these are the Mothra fairies, special beings, gods of sorts of the planet. Then she appears, Mothra in all her glory. Not a dragon, but an angel. Mothra then flies off. The rest of the Crusaders do not know that she means well. The cloaked man tries to tell them to stand down. Do not fire at her, she means no harm. But it is too late. Their arrows smack against Mothra's flesh, and she is not happy at all. While they question what has been done, Megaguirus comes back for more. But this time, the dragon doesn't know that he's about to face the queen. And now the two flying monsters face off, along with the help of the Crusaders. What happens next is pure chaos. Lives were lost, special ones even. But Mothra had defeated Megaguirus. The dragon was defeated, dead. The sickness, hopefully forever gone. The cloaked man can only say, "Thank you, my lord." He issues the rest of his men to burn the corpse of Megaguirus. But then, the sickness has infected the cloaked man. In what seems like no time at all, the cloaked man is covered in boils and disgusting growths over his body. He does not have much time left. He musters enough strength to go check on Isolde, the woman archer that we've seen throughout this story. Her heroic attack had helped Mothra defeat Megaguirus, but she was sent flying, and now lay, bleeding to death, paralyzed, and only a few breaths left of her life. She then dies in the cloaked man's grasp. "Peace be with you, Isolde," he says, "till we reunite in his kingdom of heaven." The story then quickly cuts back to the rest of the Crusaders wishing to get back behind doors. They have defeated the dragon, expecting some sort of reward, some sort of payment. The only reward they get is a swift death. Back in those days, good deeds mattered not. If people believed you had the plague, you were dead. What's up, residents? I hope you enjoyed the story of Godzilla Rage Across Time issue 3. Now I'm gonna get to the elephant in the room here. Yes, Godzilla was not in this issue at all. It's called Godzilla Rage Across Time 3, but he's not in the story. However, that did not mean that there weren't any monsters. We've seen the Queen, Mothra, and Megaguirus. I really like the gritty and realistic art that was in this issue, but unfortunately that's about where my likes end. Not having Godzilla is okay, I can look past that, but this entire story is just full of dialogue and a lot of stuff that you don't really care about at the end of the day. I feel like a story with Godzilla, especially taking place during the era of the Crusades, the Holy Wars, God being in the name Godzilla, I feel like they missed out on that, definitely. The plague is also a super serious and dark real-life thing that happened that could have been much more drawn out and used in this story. I found myself just skipping through all the dialogue. I didn't really care what any of the people had to say. And it's a shame because I do really like the art style, and I feel like the main handful of characters, they look solid, they look like they can back a story, but unfortunately for me, it just did not hit home. So for my rating of Godzilla Rage Across Time issue 3, I give it 2 rotting rat corpses out of 5. It could have been a lot better, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a look at it yourself. So like always, if you want to support Godzilla and these badass artists and writers, whether you like their work or not specifically on this issue, go give it a try and experience the story for yourself. You may like it a lot more than I did, and that's just fine. Don't worry though, the next issue of Godzilla Rage Across Time features the G-Man, and I'll get to work on that right away. As always, if you like these comic story readings, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share it with all your peeps. Do whatever you can to help, we really do appreciate it, and it keeps us going. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.